How to build wealth with $0 the easy way. The purpose of this video is to provide you with a comprehensive and detailed guide that will walk you through the process of becoming wealthy, beginning with having no money at all. A recent news story that I read stated that nearly half of Americans have less than $500 in their savings accounts, and approximately 29% of the respondents had between $51 and $5,000. I found this information to be quite interesting. This has resulted in nearly 1 in 4 persons in the United States admitting that they do not have any savings for unexpected expenses. To alter that narrative, I think that if we concentrate on the principles of accumulating wealth, any and every person may become wealthy beginning from nothing. The first step, which is to earn money, is where we should truly begin. There will be a need for you to get out into the world and find ways to earn money. To put it simply, when it comes to producing money, what you're trying to do is transfer value from yourself to another person. To give you an example, if you mow lawns, you can turn your skill into a service, and someone pays you for that service so that they do not have to do it themselves. Alternatively, if you are a knowledgeable tennis player, you could teach someone else, which is yet another example of value transfer. It is possible to become wealthy on a modest wage, and I will demonstrate how to do it later on in this video. The good news is that this is achievable. At this point, the most essential thing to comprehend is that you are required to generate some means of money. When it comes to the accumulation of wealth, certain occupations are more conducive than others. Jobs in which the inputs do not necessarily match the outputs are particularly appealing to me. As an example, employment in sales is suitable for this criterion because you are paid a percentage of the deals that you successfully close. An example of this would be the commission that a real estate agent receives for each sale, and the amount of that commission might vary greatly depending on the value of the property. One reason why some of the highest paid real estate agents choose to work in highly competitive places such as California or New York is because of the disparity in commission rates applicable to comparable efforts. However, positions that are focused on sales come with the drawback of being dependent on a small number of sales each year, which can be a source of stress. The fact that not everyone is interested in this kind of career is perfectly okay, because several perks come along with having a solid job at a dependable company, such as having a consistent wage and good benefits. The difference between what you make and what you spend can still be invested, which means that you can still develop money regardless of the job you have. I recommend that you set a few financial goals while you are initially getting started. If you have a savings of $10,000, you should strive to reach the $100,000 milestone. One of the most effective ways to accomplish this goal is to begin by practicing frugality. Although you do not have to be thrifty for the rest of your life, it is important to make small financial decisions at the beginning. One example is as follows. Through the usage of the McDonald's app, I can get an iced coffee for 99 cents as opposed to the standard price of $2.29. While the savings of $1.30 might not seem like much, it is important to remember that every dollar saved adds up, especially when you are working toward reaching your goal of $100,000. Once you have saved enough money, the next step is to invest. One way to ensure that your portfolio has sufficient time to expand and compound is to make investments as early as feasible. Investing is a good idea for 2 primary reasons. Initially, to combat inflation. In recent times, inflation has been trending closer to 3%, 5%, or even 6%, even though the Federal Reserve has set its target for inflation at 2%. Another benefit of investing is that it puts your money to work for you. The amount of money you would need to live off of if you had $1 million and earned 10% of that amount each year is $100,000, depending on how much you spend. You should avoid making mistakes or poor financial choices early on in the process of generating wealth because these can considerably impede your development. This is another crucial component in the process. There are a lot of people who believe that if they don't have a lot of money for savings, there is no point in trying, and as a result they end up doom spending. It is understandable that when you're having a hard time saving money, it can be aggravating. Nevertheless, when you're starting from scratch, every dollar counts more. After you have established a foundation, you should consider acquiring many sources of income. Thomas Corley, the author of the book Rich Habits, asserts that more than 65% of millionaires have 3 or more sources of income. On the other hand, the most common sources of income are earned income from your primary job, investment income, dividends from stocks or other assets, rental income, such as renting out property or even a room in your home, interest income from high-yield savings accounts, and side income from a small business or a second job. Consider for a moment a hypothetical situation in which one can amass wealth despite having a lower salary. We'll assume that you have an annual income of $40,000 and that you bring home approximately $2,696 per month. If you put 10% of that into a Roth Individual Retirement Account, IRA, you will have $269 every month compounded throughout your retirement. When you factor in a side business that brings in $500 each month, the total amount that you earn each month is $769. Even if you have a low income, you may come a long way with disciplined savings and a little bit of extra work on the side. When you look at the amount after 20 years, it might be approximately $456,000. After 25 years, it could be close to $728,000. After 30 years, it could be over $1.1 million. Creating wealth from scratch does need time and self-control, but it is possible to accomplish so if one has a consistent income, makes investments, and makes prudent spending decisions. My goal is that you find this information to be useful. I have another video that you should see if you are interested in a more data-driven perspective on how much of your income you should invest. Once again, I would like to express my gratitude to Empower for sponsoring this video. I hope to see you in the next one. In conclusion, accumulating wealth from scratch is a process that calls for concentration, perseverance, and persistent effort along the journey. If you follow these steps, you will be able to put yourself on the path to achieving financial independence. These steps include producing income, saving strategically, investing early, and diversifying your revenue streams. It is important to keep in mind that the process of accumulating wealth does not happen overnight. Rather, it is the daily efforts that are tiny and disciplined that lead to success in the long run. Every dollar that you put away and put into investments puts you one step closer to achieving financial independence and security. I can't thank you enough for watching, and I hope that this tutorial motivates you to get started on your road to generating riches right away. Like, subscribe, and comment to support the channel and stay updated with the latest content.